and then fled by foot. And when this ICE agent tried to detain the individual, 3 more of his comrades came rushing out of a house and started ambushing and attacking the ICE agent. They used a shovel or a broom to smash his face in.
Live from Michigan Avenue, this is Good Day Chicago.
Okay, we made it to Friday. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Good Day Chicago. I'm Gabriela Primus.
I'm Brian Jackson, and here's a look at some of the stories we're following this morning.
Residents in Manhattan, Illinois voiced their concerns following a deadly crash involving a school bus.
And some college basketball players are facing charges in connection to a massive betting scheme.
And taking a live look outside, we might see some more snow showers today. Mike Kaplan is here to answer that question. Good morning to you, Mike. Happy Friday.
And happy Orange Friday. We're all, doing our best to get crept up here for this
We're
Bears
all looking
game.
good.
Yeah, all right. There is more snow on the way. Overnight, picked up about a ½ inch. That is now going to be topped off with another inch or so of accumulation. This is all snow, by the way, even though you're seeing the green there. I just have it keyed up so you can see where the heavier snow is. Kind of right over the Rockford area. Some of the snow extending into northern DeKalb and McHenry County. Looks like maybe near Marengo and Coral, some decent snow for you. Fox Lake and McHenry, you're close to some of the snow as well. So today, prepare for some snow, especially this morning. There may be some additional snow showers this afternoon. The only thing is, it's not going to be as cold. We're going to get a couple of degrees above freezing, so it'll be kind of slushy later this afternoon. This will be good news. The road chemicals are going to be quite effective with those temperatures being a little bit warmer. Right now, though, everybody below freezing. It's only 24 at O'Hare, 25 at Gary, 24 at Woodstock, but we got about a 10-degree bump in temperatures coming this afternoon. Back to you.
Thank you, Mike.
A deadly school bus crash in Manhattan is now raising some safety concerns.
Residents say they've been warning local leaders about this intersection for years. Fire officials say the bus and vehicle collided at the intersection of Manhattan-Monee Road and Kankakee Road Thursday morning. 10 students from District 114 were on the bus. The driver of the vehicle died at the scene. Manhattan residents say the intersection has been dangerous for a long time. One resident tells Fox Chicago many people have complained to the village about serious crashes, even deadly ones, and still nothing has changed.
I mean, there's accidents, not necessarily right here, but these intersections, we're always seeing flashing lights and emergency vehicles.
Several times a year.
Yeah, this year there's been more than usual. A lot of Lifestar flights. There was one recently over there, and there was another one over here a couple of months back.
The cause of yesterday's crash is still under investigation.
In Minneapolis, protesters and federal agents continue to clash in the streets, and President Donald Trump is now considering to send troops to the state. This all comes just 1 week after Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent. Minnesota police have tried to take control of the protest with tear gas and flashbangs. President Trump has said that he may invoke the Insurrection Act, which would allow him to send in the military or National Guard troops.
If the governor requests the assistance of federal troops, the president may deploy them. The second section of the Insurrection Act says that the president can deploy federal troops even against the state's wishes in order to, quote, enforce the laws or to suppress rebellion against the U.S. government.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says that President Trump has the constitutional authority to use the Insurrection Act. We're learning more about Wednesday night's deadly shooting in Morgan Park.
One man died, and while 2 others were left wounded. Fox Chicago's Brett Buyansky has more on this investigation.
You're talking about drugs and guns. No neighborhood is safe.
A fatal shooting Wednesday night in Morgan Park. 1 man dead, 2 more wounded. This is video we obtained from the Citizen app showing one crime scene at 111th and South Longwood.
They're taping up right now.
The other at Prospect and Homewood, where you see Chicago police officers putting up crime tape around a white van where it appears there are multiple bullet holes. If you take a look at this map, it shows both crime scenes blocks away from Chicago Police District 22 headquarters.
That appears to be a drug deal gone bad.
How alarming is this knowing it was just blocks away from a police station?
I think it's just another example of how dangerous communities are when you have people involved in drugs, in possession of weapons.
Alderman Matthew O'Shea from the 19th Ward tells Fox Chicago that Chicago police briefed him about what happened and said while we don't know what was said before 3 men got shot, there were multiple guns inside the car.
Somebody in the car called 911.
The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that man to be 28-year-old Vincent Quindon from Chicago. One man is in critical condition with multiple gunshot wounds. Another is in good condition after getting shot in the foot. I reached out to several businesses in the area to ask them about their personal safety, considering this fatal shooting happened just blocks away from a Chicago police station. And while none of them wanted to go on camera, a few of them told me off camera that they would like to see more Chicago police officers here on patrol, especially at night. O'Shea also said there's surveillance video from Wednesday night that could answer some questions about why all of this happened.
Somebody involved here was in some building, an apartment there somewhere in the vicinity where this would have, someone was picked up and a drug transaction was underway. Hopefully the surviving members of this incident will cooperate with law enforcement and we can get to the bottom of this.
In Morgan Park, Brett Bagansky, Fox Chicago.
More than a dozen college basketball players have been charged in a massive betting scheme to rig NCAA and Chinese Basketball Association games. This federal investigation was announced in Pennsylvania, but does have ties here to Chicago. Prosecutors say that the scheme lasted for 3 years, including 17 NCAA Division I men's programs, dozens of players, and 29 games.
This conspiracy, we allege, originated on the other side of the world in China in 2022 with Antonio Blakeney, a former LSU All-American college basketball player and former NBA Chicago Bull player, who, with his co-defendants Marvis Fairley and Shane Hennon, first colluded to fix Professional Chinese Basketball Association games.
The Bulls have not commented on that indictment.
Well, Indiana could be one more step closer to being the new home of the Chicago Bears. Lawmakers revealed legislation creating the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority. It would be a public body acting as a de facto owner of any new Bears stadium. There would be 3 members, and they would have the authority to issue bonds to buy land and finance construction, which is a major difference from their proposal in Arlington Heights. In a statement released by the Bears, the team says the legislation is a significant step. It also appreciates the leadership and responsiveness from Indiana's governor and Indiana lawmakers. Well, speaking about the Bears, we want to focus on the game this weekend, guys. We're getting closer to that divisional game at Soldier Field on Sunday.
We cannot wait, right? Mike Kaplan joins us now, and it's been a busy week of preparation for the #1 offense in the NFL, Mike.
Yes, and they have their final outdoor practice today in the cold, maybe a little bit of snow. Excitement definitely building for the Bears-Rams game this Sunday evening. It's going to be a tough task for the Bears secondary, going up against the league's top passer and scoring offense. Good thing they've got Kyler Gordon and C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. Bears players and coaches aren't feeling too worried about the Rams.
We got to really stay within ourselves, trust each other, and really play within our game plan. You got a lot of playmakers over there on that side. The O-line's playing pretty good, and they're rolling right now. So with them rolling on road, they probably have that same energy coming in here, so we got to continue to focus on us.
It's a well-rounded team, probably the best offense that we'll face all season long. They're playing at an extremely high level, and you're right. It's going to take an exceptional effort on our part to give ourselves a chance.
All right. You've got to tune in for Bears Game Day Live on Sunday. It starts at 12:30 p.m. We're going to have the latest on injuries, headlines, other important factors of the game. And, of course, right after the game ends, switch your TV back over here for our post-game coverage. Lou and the gang will break it all down for you. On to baseball. Some excitement on the north side. The Chicago Cubs introduced third baseman Alex Bregman at Wrigley Field. He has signed a 5-year, $175 million contract with the team. So the Cubs, understandably, rolling out the red carpet for him and his family. Oh, that's great. Who doesn't love Clark? All right, the Cubs posted this video of Bregman and his family arriving. They toured Wrigley Field and the facilities ahead of his address to the media. Bregman's goal while in Chicago, to win a 3rd championship. That's why he's got the number 3 jersey there. For anyone hoping the Cubs would re-sign Kyle Tucker, and no, he has agreed to a 4-year, $240 million contract with that team that really needs some help, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tucker's going to make about $60 million a year, possibly becoming the second highest annual salary in baseball history. Now, because of the deal with the Dodgers, the Cubs do get a compensatory draft pick. Now on to hockey. Kind of a dart back after a little tummy bug, but didn't help. Blackhawks lose to the Flames while at home. First period, Colton Dach does find Nick Foligno. He shoots and gets the score. Hawks are up 1-0. Still in the first, though, same score. Flames on the power play. Connor Zary misses, but Yegor Sharangovich gets the goal. Game's tied at 1. Later in the first, Mikael Backlund gets the steal here. He goes on the run, and let's see how he does. Yeah, that was a pretty shot there. Hawks go on to lose 3-1. Spencer Knight getting beat there. That's okay. That was a good play. All right, taking a look at today's sports schedule. The Bulls take on the Brooklyn Nets this evening at 6:30. DePaul men's hoops will host Marquette for some Friday night action. Tip-off set for 7:30. And USC women's basketball will take on Evansville at 6 p.m. And there may be a little bit of snow coming down during the afternoon and evening. And we're going to have some snow this morning, too. Right now, you're looking at quite a bit of cloud cover across the city. We've had some snow overnight. Currently at O'Hare, it is 25 degrees. South winds at 14. That's blowing in, quote-unquote, milder air. We're going to get a little bit above freezing later today. Wind chill still, though, biting at 13 degrees. 28 at Joliet, 24 at Waukegan and Chicago Heights. Valparaiso, Michigan City, Benton Harbor all checking in with 23 this hour. There you see those winds straight out of the south. They'll start to veer more out of the southwest later, but we do have some gusts to 20-plus at O'Hare, Midway, Kankakee, and also Michigan City. It's going to be kind of a blustery day today. These are the wind chills, mainly in the teens. Feels like 13 at O'Hare, but only 11 at Woodstock, and 10 degrees the wind chill at Valparaiso. This is not below 0. So there's the first wave of snow. Came through with about a half-inch accumulation. And here comes the snow that's going to be falling, you guessed it, during the commute. Now, this is not heavy snow. This isn't the squally snow that we had a couple of days ago that created such havoc, but it is going to be falling at a time when a lot of us are going to be on the road. And I'm looking for maybe an additional inch of snow or so. 35 for the high, though, and as these temperatures come up, the salt's going to be very effective on the roadways, so I think they'll be in good shape. Tonight, couple of evening snow showers, nothing too big, and it's going to end. Temperatures dropping down to 15 degrees, and look at this weekend. The temperatures, yikes, 20s tomorrow and Sunday. I'll keep a small chance for a light snow shower around Saturday. And then again, Sunday afternoon and evening, maybe a little bit of snow coming down at the ball game. For the King holiday, that's the coldest day. 12 for the high. Wind chills below 0 all day long. We'll climb out of the deep freeze Wednesday and Thursday with highs not too far from 30.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, coming up on Good Day, President Trump provides some new information about a health care plan he's proposing.
What Democrats are saying about his proposal when we come back. Here's a look at our top stories. Residents are speaking out following a deadly school bus crash in suburban Manhattan. People say for years they've been warning local leaders about this intersection of Manhattan-Mooney Road and Kankakee Road. Despite the complaints, they say nothing has changed.
More than a dozen college basketball players have been charged in a massive betting scheme to rig NCAA and Chinese Basketball Association games. Prosecutors stated the scheme lasted for 3 years, including 17 NCAA Division I men's programs, dozens of players, and 29 games.
The Chicago Cubs introduced a third baseman, Mr. Alex Bregman, at Wrigley Field. He signed a 5-year, $175 million contract with the team. Bregman's goal while in Chicago to win a third championship.
Well, it is now quiet in Iran's capital as the regime's security crackdown moves from the streets to closed doors. This was the scene just days ago where thousands of those protesters have now been arrested and others are being killed by security forces. But most experts say that the protests will return because the government has not solved the problem.
And the problem is an economic problem, is inflation, is mass, incompetence of running of the economy. So those demonstrations will come back again unless the economy is fixed.
Iranian police are also looking for Starlink internet dishes, which are now being used to get information out of the country. President Trump says Iran has given assurances that it will hold off on executions for now, as long as the violence stops.
President Trump shares new details of a health care plan he wants Congress to take up. The cornerstone would send money directly to Americans for health savings accounts so they can choose how to pay for insurance and medical care. But Democrats argue it's not enough and will not replace the tax credits that just expired at the start of the year. Trump's plan also focuses on requiring insurers to be more open about costs and rejected claims and lowering drug prices.
So instead of Americans paying the highest drug prices in the world, which we have for decades, we will now be paying the lowest cost paid by any other nation. So any other nation that's paying the lowest cost, that's what we're going to pay. And the American people will get the savings.
There's no word yet on how much money each person would get through this plan or when Congress would move forward with it.
United Airlines flight attendants are fighting for a new contract. Flight attendants were seen picketing outside of the airline's headquarters at Willis Tower. They said that they've been working without a contract for almost 5 years. Union representatives are demanding that the airline CEO, Scott Kirby, pay workers a fair wage.
Inflation's gone up, bills have gone up. We show up for work every single day. We're not being paid by the time for the boarding of the airplane. We're not being paid in between flights. And it's time that Scott Kirby treats his flight attendants the way they deserve to be treated and give us a contract that's industry leading.
United has not responded to this protest.
Actor Matthew McConaughey is saying no way to artificial intelligence. He says he's trademarked his voice and image in an effort to save them from unauthorized AI use. The Wall Street Journal says several clips, including his famous all right, catchphrase from the 1993 film Dazed and Confused, have been registered in the United States Patent and Trademark Office database. McConaughey is said to be the first actor who has attempted to use trademark law to protect their likeness from AI misuse.
I guess we'll be seeing more of that.
How do you say that all right again? Is it like
all right.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
I was like, I know it, but
yeah, you got it.
What's the tone that he uses?
Jake does it the best because he's got the appropriate Texas thing that he can throw in there if need be. All right, we've got a ball game Sunday night, and here is my latest thinking in terms of the weather. No question, it's going to be cold, and I've been back and forth on whether there can be a couple of snow showers in the area, and I'm now back into the game. I think there may be some out there. No big accumulation, but don't be surprised if during the game you see some flakes coming down. It will be cold, though. 18 at kickoff, 15 around halftime, 14, and that's when there are going to be some frozen Rams out there. Right now, don't make your kids frozen. Make sure they're bundled up and ready for some snow out there this morning going to school. I think the ride home, probably not going to be any snow falling, but it'll be kind of slushy underfoot, so give them the right kind of shoes. Some boots are going to be helpful out there with a little bit of snow. It's not a big snowstorm for us, but it's falling at a time when a lot of of people are going to be driving at 7 o'clock, blanketing the area. Once we get to about 10 o'clock, though, it's out of here except for maybe the I-65 corridor and points east. During the afternoon and evening hours, there can be a spotty snow shower. No big accumulation with that, but once again, it might be falling. When some of you are driving, you may encounter a brief snow shower. Later tonight, not much going on. Things will be quiet. During the day tomorrow, I could envision a little bit of light snow sneaking in, especially during the late afternoon hours, but that too is not going to be any big deal. Maybe another inch or so of total accumulation on the way. Back to you.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, coming up, there was a lookalike contest for head coach Ben Johnson. Now we got one for quarterback Caleb Williams.
Of course we do, guys. We'll have the details on that contest after this break. Welcome back. People who want to see Bruno Mars at Soldier Field will now have 2 chances to see him live in concert. I was wondering how this would turn out. Live Nation says he set a record for the largest single-day ticket sales in Live Nation North American history. The Grammy Award-winning performer will be in Chicago May 16th and the 17th now. He's calling this the Romantic Tour, which will span nearly 70 shows across North America, Europe, and the UK.
Well, celebrations continue to roll out across the city to celebrate the Bears' success so far this season. Among them, a few ice sculptures now popping up in some downtown spots. It is called the Iceman, of course, honoring our quarterback, Caleb Williams. Staley the Bear and Bears alum Anthony Adams were at the sculpture on Merchandise Mart Plaza, handing out Bears gear to fans out there getting ready for the game on Sunday.
Okay, speaking of Caleb, and you can go to that statue and kind of see if your profile is the same. If you think you look like Caleb Williams, now is your time to shine. The Wiener Circle is hosting now a look-alike contest for fans who resemble the Bears star quarterback. You can show up at the hot dog stand on Clark Street next Tuesday at 6 p.m. The winner will take home a Wiener Circle gift card and some new merch.
And hopefully we'll be moving on to the NFC Championship game by then, right? Well, Bears tight end Cole Kmet's family is taking a trip down memory lane, returning to his former high school and even visiting his former baseball team. Kmet was a member of St. Viator's baseball team during their 2017 state championship season. That is where he draws his inspiration for that, his signature touchdown celebration of hitting a home run. One of his former teammates says that Kmet's journey to the NFL has been amazing to watch.
It's cool to see him kind of just live out every Northwest suburb boy's dream, from going to the University of Notre Dame to going to the Chicago Bears, his hometown, team that he grew up rooting for. It's literally can't write a better picture than that, story than that.
What a story for the hometown kid. The entire team says that they're rooting for the Bears to go all the way to the Super Bowl.
I'm with Natalie. He's just even more dreamy now, guys. That Cole Kmet.
She's going to fight you over him.
You know what? I'll let her have him. And
both of you ladies are married. Come on now.
we could look. We could look.
Yeah.
He is a handsome guy, Brian. We can agree.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we had Jake Hamilton was at St. Viator either last week or the week before. So we were featuring the Lions there. And good news for them that one of their former stars is doing so well.
Having a good year, too.
Yeah. All right. So here's the deal. There's some more snow on the way. Let's look at it here on the radar. I've got this set up in a mode where the heaviest snow is showing up in green. And you can see that now moving into parts of McHenry County, Boone County, northern DeKalb County. Why don't I zoom in there for you and show you where that heavier snow is falling? Right now, this is I-90 going out there through the Marengo area towards Rockford. That's pretty decent snow there. You're about to get a heavier snow variety at West Dundee, Pingree Grove, Crystal Lake, McHenry. This will move into Lake County as well. And eventually, all of us will get in on some of that snowfall here. Temperatures currently are in the 20s, but we're actually going to get above freezing for a couple of hours this afternoon. It's 28 at Joliet. That looks like the warm spot. 24 at Chicago Heights and Midway and Woodstock. 23 at Valparaiso and Michigan City. I'm looking for about another inch on top of what came down overnight, which at least at my place was a half inch. So we're looking at maybe a total of an inch and a half or so, enough that you probably have to do a little snow removal. 35 for the high, though. That'll help promote some of the, at least, removal of the snow. But we're not done with the snow. There'll be some occasional snow showers this evening, some occasional snow tomorrow, and maybe even a little bit of light snow at times Sunday afternoon, early evening, which might fall during the Bears game. But it's not a big storm. This is a big cold, though. 20 tomorrow and Sunday, 12 for the King holiday. We'll get up to 20 on Tuesday, and then temperatures ease back closer to normal on Wednesday and Thursday. About 3 minutes and 10 seconds before 5 o'clock. We'll be back with more Orange Friday on Good Day after this.
The bag.
Adirondack style patio chairs at Lowe's and Home Depot are now being recalled. Consumer safety regulators said that the chairs can crack and collapse. The chairs were sold in several colors between August of 2025 through October. Anyone who has one of these chairs at home should stop using it and return it to the store for a full refund.
A new study finds most older workers are refusing to retire from their jobs. Data shows workers 65 and older have been hanging on to their jobs. Employers are also becoming more selective in who they hire.